Hello, I am Missing Millions, and this is Oxygen Not Included, a game that I've played way too many times and started way too many playthroughs of here recently, but I've decided to do one full recording of this game, God willing, from beginning to end in the spaced out DLC version, where basic game, hopefully play through from beginning to end, do a full O.C.D run where we just see how perfect I can make a base. But with me doing more recording focused instead of streaming focused, I feel like maybe it's different and I need to start a new run, and I have the spaced out DLC now. Whereas before I wasn't playing on the spaced out DLC, so I feel obligated to start fresh. So by my knowledge of the base game, I do always want to go for at least one just extreme science-based person right out the gate. I've played a wee bit of the Spaced Out DLC, and it seems to be the exact same for at least the beginning part of the game. 4 science, 5 strength, that seems pretty good. Decreased construction, I'll take that. Seems balanced, and then these other ones we want really balanced characters. That's a lot of strength there. 9 excavation could have been pretty good. It's a lot of strength. I'm looking for pretty balanced here. Piloting is a new ability that I don't know if we need in the beginning of the game. I didn't have any use for it in the little bit I played. Getting a lot of strength. Excavation, creativity, construction, decreased machinery. I like this one. We're going to go with that one. Excavation, machinery, agriculture. We'll go with that. Go with this. Let's see here. The coop. I have to add this because I will not remember which one is my YouTube recording one and get completely lost next time I'm looking for it. Anyhow, here we are. Back in some beautiful Oxygen Not Included. Instantly pause the game since we are playing on normal survival, which I am no expert on this game in normal survival. This doesn't seem like a horrible start. Definitely not the worst start I've ever had. Let's dig out and see what we're dealing with. I will say it seems kind of like this DLC of this game does make the outside world, like the top, a lot easier to reach, which was good because it let me control the temperature of my base a lot faster because the top is a lot colder. Let's go ahead and get some basic outhouses built over here. Let's switch up some priorities. That'll do. It seems like she's focused on building those. Yeah, we can get the outhouse built. That'll be great. Obviously, we'll have to destroy them and move them later, but for right now, it seems lovely. Put down some cots over there. Got some more oxalite over here. Bunch of polluted water and some kind of building. Polluted water. Some kind of science up there. And gate computer system. Fresh water, and fresh water. It's a good amount of fresh water there. A lot of coal and copper right here at the start. That's pretty nice. Alright, well, I'm going to keep digging some holes. Alright, so we have made it to the next spawning point. We have got our research station. We've got some oxygen production going. Can't exactly dig through those rocks, but we're getting down here to get to some water, clearing out these plants. Got a nice pool of carbon dioxide down here. Which for this point in the game, I can't exactly make things super pretty, but gathering carbon dioxide down a hole is kind of one of the better methods early game, if I'm being honest, to manage carbon dioxide. But duplicate-wise, 7 science, 8 machinery, but decreased construction, decreased calories, decreased agriculture. It's a lot of bad. Decreased science, decreased athletics, but increased strength, and decreased air consumption rate, plus 7 machinery, plus 7 husbandry. This guy's actually pretty good. Just because of decreased air consumption, but this guy has decreased air consumption too. Decreased science we can deal with because we have a science specialist. Suit wearing, resupplying, and researching. So this guy does science as well, and plus 3 strength. Increased agriculture. I'm pretty sure we have an agriculture person already. Operating and ranching, though. Operating and ranching. Don't think we have anybody for ranching yet, which is going to be an important skill, so I think we're going to go with him. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a ranching guy going. But need to throw in another bed. I really like this thing over here. That's not been there forever, and it makes things super nice to know what all you need. And while I'm not being OCD right now, I am just kind of throwing things in. I will later OCD the life out of this place. Having this really helps know what you need to pay attention to. But early game's pretty slow, so not a lot going on besides just kind of digging holes. Everything's going pretty smooth. Insufficient oxygen generation, you know, kind of how it goes early game here. We got some basic power production up. Probably go for coal here in a little bit. I'm gonna run a wire over here, pop me down some extra oxygen generation. Oxygen diffusers are extremely heavy on algae production or algae use, but seeing as later in the game, I don't have a lot of use of algae, and you can produce and use so much slime usually. So much slime, which can be duplicated into algae. And our other option is algae terrariums, which uses a lot of water in comparison. No water, and since water, until you get sources of water, is so much more valuable, I just don't. It's just not worth it. There is a lot better producers of oxygen. In my opinion, I think that the best oxygen producer in the game is the and my brain isn't gonna work for a second. Either way, it's the one that produces oxygen and produces hydrogen at the same time. I'm looking in the wrong area, aren't I? It's in, like, oxygen. Or maybe it's just mixed in with something else. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, it'll produce oxygen and hydrogen at the same time. And then you can, like, it uses water, and then you can burn off. Maybe it's in with water. Yeah, right there. The electrolyzer converts water into oxygen and hydrogen. And then you can use the hydrogen to actually power that system. And the oxygen, and then the duplicants produce carbon dioxide. And then you use the carbon dioxide skimmer to skim away that carbon dioxide, which produces polluted water. And it actually produces more polluted water than the water that it uses. So you actually end up with a pretty self-sufficient system if you then clean that polluted water to recycle into that system. Use a little bit of water, but as long as you have some kind of water production system in place, because you're going to have that anyhow, you can usually end up with a really nice, efficient cycle. As long as you find a way to cool that down, it's an extremely self-sufficient cycle in this game. It's probably about the only way I have found to produce power that is like 100% self-reliant in this game. I mean, I'm sure that there's better ways, but my big dumb brain hasn't found one, and I try really hard not to use too many guides in this game. I like to do things kind of with my own noggin, which leads to a lot of problems. Yep. We have reached our next printing cycle. And well, we've been waiting for that to happen. I have got some food over here produced. We've gotten one duplicate where they can do hard digging now, so at least we can dig a little bit further. And we've gotten some actual, like, bathroom set up. Like a latrine, I guess they call it. An actual washroom we'll need flush toilets and everything for, but we're not quite there yet. We will set up some actual bedrooms, I think probably over here underneath this food production, but we have got enough oxygen set up. We are researching the stuff to get actual power production set up with some basic coal generators, but of course, first things first. Let's see, we have plus 3 husbandry, plus 4 strength, increased bladder, can now do doctoring errands. We don't really need more ranching. We've kind of got the ranching under with the one guy, for now at least. Supplying, seawaring, and rocketry is pretty good stuff. Decreased husbandry, decreased decor, and increased excavation. That's pretty great. I think I want to go with Steve here. We do need more duplicates right now, and Steve here is a pretty good option. So I think we're going to go with Steve. And with Steve, we need to obviously set up a bed for Steve. And since we're not too worried about where we're setting things up right now, let's just throw that in there. We are sitting at 10,000 kcals pretty comfortably. Batteries are dead, but that's fine. We're in the middle of the night. My dog's mad at me for something. I'm not sure what. Huskies are pretty much always mad at everything, so nothing new there. I do see some more water down here. We got that water there, we got that water there, we got this water here, all fresh. So we're still okay, and we got a little bit of water there. We're still okay on water, which is good, because usually early game water is a huge problem. Temperatures are alright still, I'm sure. Yep, we got a while before temperature's going to become a massive issue. Early game, man, everything seems peaceful. I'm sure that will change in the not-so-distant future. Alright, another cycle here. And basically just been digging and setting up and kind of just been researching and waiting for battery stuff to finish, so not too much of an update here, just kind of wanted to check back in and see what we have printables-wise. With everything going so slowly, I do want to print another person, but I also don't want to get past sustainability. We are at 14,377 kcal, so we are increasing kcalories, but with how much I'm digging, I assume that's a lot of it. It's not like we're going to be slowing down digging, so I guess we should be good. We do have a guy that's digging, operating, decorating over here, increased germ resistance, decreased construction. So I do think that he's the best out of these three. I don't see anything that would say that the other two are anything special. We do need somebody in rocketry and piloting at some point in the near future. But for right now, let's go with this guy. Let's go. You know, another bed, another thing. I am setting up over here to have a nice little nature preserve, but it might get destroyed later on. We might set one up someplace else. This is actually going to be a nice little nature preserve here as well, now that I'm paying attention to what I'm doing and seeing that. Set one up there. Nature preserves are really good for increasing morale. So once I have the nature preserve sign, we can set that up. But it's about the only updates I've really got. Everything else has been kind of just waiting on things to happen. And we have gone through another printing session. We do have our lovely little rooms here. We got our latrine, we got our nature reserve. The second nature reserve should be up soon. We've got some bedrooms up and going. We're almost the second thing of water, but the most important thing here is we found a coal seam bit, which is important. Because that is infinite source of water. We do obviously have to get a way to cool it, which I think if we get up high enough, we'll find a nice, cool source of water. We are crushing some rocks to make ourselves some coal generators that are on automated power grids with some smart batteries. I don't like to set up my coal generation until I have smart batteries because I just don't like wasting all that coal to run it 24/7. But let's see who we have here, because we do want to go ahead and get some more duplicates. Super hard digging right out the gate. Supplying rocketry research. We don't really need those skills, but starting off super hard digging is huge. Decreased excavation, though. What an ironic situation you have here, my friend. Immune to food poisoning. I actually like this guy a lot. We're going to go ahead with him. We're going to go ahead with that guy. We do need to set up... I want to go ahead and set up an actual full room for him, though. Unlike everybody else, he's going to start off with his own room. What a lucky dog. He's going to be right over this water source, so let's hope he doesn't decide to pee the bed. Throw him in a potted plant here, too. And dig out that room. And then I would like to come out here like this. And we'll throw down a, well, don't even need to go that high, do we? Just throw down a ladder. And now we have plumbing. So I can plop this in right here, and then we can pump this water out to wherever we want it to go. I think this is a little higher than I want it to be. I want to set up like an official water reserve someplace. I just haven't exactly decided where that place is going to be yet. Assuming that this doesn't have any form of like germs in it. If it did, it would heat it up and kill it. I guess we could pump our water down there and just kind of let this join. I mean, it's going to be hot water, but we need to find a way to cool our water down at some point either way. I'm not saying it's the smartest idea I've ever had in my life. I'm just saying it is a thing we could do. We do need to make sure that that room's cool enough for our dupes to kind of get down there. That water's chilling at a nice 100 degrees, which is pretty warm water all in all. There's some pretty warm water. But 70-degree water is pretty cold water. I mean, this is like nice like hot tub level water. It'll raise our base temperature, but it won't be destroying our base. So I think I'm going to set that up to some degree, and then that will probably be the end of our little session here. So yeah, I'll get that going, and unless I hit another cycle first, I'll see you guys then. Either way, whichever one we hit first will be the end of this session. So see you guys shortly. All right. Well, we almost got the hole dug. Man, these guys are so slow in the beginning of the game. Just can't get anything done. These kids these days, I tell you, they're just so slow. We almost got all their rooms built. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we do have all their rooms built. So I can destroy this bed. Alright. Waiting on that little piece of voxelite there to break. Just because of this early part of the game, I don't want to like destroy it. Later on, I won't care about cutting it down. We've reached this edge of the map. And this edge of the map I can see. So we're almost there. And over here is where I'm going to dig my well for my nasty, dirty, yellow, grossy, icky water. And once this gets dug, this is where I'm going to have my fresh water. Again, I find a way to cool it, but that is going to be a future me problem. This girl is stuck up here right now, I think. No, she should be able to get over. Right? You can get over, right, Ellie? Because you can just come down and jump over. Okay, Ellie. I was going to say, Ellie, that if you're stuck there, that's a little special, Ellie. Other updates. I do have my power generation set up. I have this automated. If you don't know this game, by the way, so I have rooms help a lot with the stress level of your duplicants, and I have latrines and nature reserves. And if anybody has any interest in like details on rooms, let me know. I have some food up here for them to gather some millwood and get some namis, some nami-namis. They're disgusting namis, those namis, but they are namis. And these are little bedrooms that I've just kind of set up, very basic bedroom setups. I'm doing a very basic run-through of these early parts of this game because I've done some streams on this game, and I just kind of assume that everybody knows this game to some degree. If not, I'll do detailed breakdowns of everything that I'm doing in this game. But this, being at least like a, I don't know, I guess a mid-tier kind of build. Coal generators, smart batteries, they do require refined materials. So I'm just using a rock crusher. It's a horrible way to refine materials. But in the early game, it's a way. Refining some copper, ore into copper, and that lets you make the smart batteries. You don't need it for the coal generators themselves. And then the power transformer makes it so that you don't overwatt your power grid, power system. And you can put more than one power transformer off of each of these so that you can pull way, way more power out of this than just off of this one power transformer. You can put 2 or 3 power transformers in here and run heavy watt wires to them, and then run multiple power like systems off of this one power generation system here. You can also get more coal from little hatch farms. You can build a hatch farm, which I'll probably have to build later, probably the next video maybe. But yeah, so this is pretty simple wiring, pretty obvious, just heavy watt wires between all 3 of those things, and then you make an automated system by just building the smart batteries which take the refined metal, and then the smart wires which take the refined metal. You just wire the smart batteries to the coal generators, and then the smart batteries will shut the coal generators off whenever they have full amounts of power, which means you just don't waste coal. It's